Hey guys, Tom here. Still working in the basement. Today, I wanted to brighten up this storage room. So I'm going to take this one light, tap off of that, and add two more lights to brighten up this room and make it easy to work in. Stick around. So what's going on is I've built my partition over here. You can't see it, but I haven't closed in with drywall yet. And before I do that, I want to just add some lights because once that drywall's up, this room's going to get pretty dark. So I want to have, basically I just want it to be brighter in here. So when we're coming in and out of here, moving stuff in, taking stuff out, we can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap off of this line, add two more lights, equidistant either way here, and add a switch on that wall. So that way we come in, this can be its own dedicated area, and we don't have to worry about poking around in the dark. I'm not getting fancy with anything here. I just have basic work boxes, plastic work boxes, simple light fixtures, and I'm not going to turn the power off just yet, because I want to have light to run everything, and then once I'm ready to tap into here, I'll make sure I turn the power off so it's safe. These are real simple to put up. All you do, there's a little lip on it that if you were going to use this for a finished wall, this is the perfect amount of exposure that's going to finish the drywall. So I'm just going to put it up there, and they come with nails. You just nail it right in place. Typical location for switches is 4 feet off the ground. So that's where I'm going to put that. Before I install it, I'm just going to open up the knockout here. That's where my wire will go in. It's all set. The switch, I'm not going to run any wire to just yet because the existing power that's on that light, when I disconnect that, I'll run that down to this switch and that'll feed my power. But I can put a wire back up to the light for my switch wire. So I'm just going to connect all the circuits with wire and then I'll be ready to go. So I start by just running the wire backwards from the electrical box that I hung to the place where the light is that I'm going to tap into. Now this is 14-2 wire that I'm using, and all that means is it's 14 gauge wire and there's two leads and a ground. So after I have the length I need, I just put it through the box and I leave about a foot or so hanging that I can use to wire up the light. Now I strip the insulation back, so I have my two leads, a black and a white, and the ground. I strip a little piece of the insulation off of each of the individual wires, curl them over, and then just like every other electrical project that I've shown you, when I hook them up to the light, it's black on the brass screw, white on the silver screw, and green to the ground. And there's also a pigtail that you're going to run from the ground wire into some sort of structure on the building to ground the circuit. So once that's done, I just screw the I just screw the fixture up into the box and I'm all set. And then I just repeat the process on the other side. Run the wire through the holes from the box to my light where I'm going to tap in. Fasten it where I need to with some staples, strip the wire, attach it to the light fixture, and then put the light fixture in place. And it's really pretty simple. So now it's the tricky part. I've turned the power off because I'm going into the
box that was previously live. I just take everything apart and I pull that wire out of the box because that's going to be my hot wire going down to the switch. So once I have that all cleared out of the way, I can run my new wires. There's going to be both wires, both leads coming from the two lights that I just hung, plus a third wire that goes up from the switch on the wall that I showed you previously. Now, since I'm adding a couple cables in here, I have to take the knockouts from this box. And this box, you just twist them out. They're already cut. There's a couple hold down clamps in the box already. So I put on my wires, and you can't see, but I've actually marked them on the insulation of which wire is which so I can keep track, because this can get very confusing, and if you wire something the wrong way, it can cause you some problems. So just like before, I strip all the insulation, and in this case what I'm going to do is I have a small piece of each of the three wires, the black, the white, and the ground, and I just pigtail them all together with the extra piece. And what that's going to do is, rather than hooking all the wires up to the circuit, I can just pigtail them together and then just have one wire extra that I have to hook back into the light that was there previously. It seems kind of confusing, but it's really not, and it's the much easier and better way to do it. So after I have all the blacks together, the whites together, and the grounds together, I wire nut each group together, tape it up, and then with that pigtail that I have extra, that's what I hook onto this light that I've now got squared away.
Okay, I have all the lights in the string hooked up. I have my power cord, and this is the line going out to the lights. So the last thing I have to do is hook them up in this box. And I figured, since I'm doing a box here, I'm going to add an outlet along with the switch, and it's real easy to hook up. So let me get going on that now.
So just like before, this is all about just wrangling wires. I start by taking a pigtail of white and black, and I attach them to one side of the outlet, because this is where the power is going to feed to into the outlet. I get my power coming in from the box, and I hook those wires to the other side of the outlet. Again, black to brass, white to silver. And once I have that all hooked up, I have two wires on one side of the outlet coming in from the panel, two wires from in the other side of the outlet, and they're going to go over to the switch. Once they're all done, I move over to the switch. I start by connecting the two white wires together, the pigtail from the outlet and the white lead coming from the switch, going back to the light. And then I take the two black wires, the one from the outlet and the other one feeding the light from the switch, and I hook those to the two terminals on the switch. It doesn't really matter which one is which, because they're both black wires going to the switch. It just completes the circuit. And once all that's done, and I'm sure everything's tight, I like to tape up the sides of the terminals. Now, that's not strictly necessary when you're using a plastic box, because you don't have the danger of grounding anything, but it's just a habit I do, and I always do it. And then I tuck everything back into the box and attach the switch and the outlet to the box, and then I put the plate on. And once everything's on there and I'm sure we're good to go, I go turn the power back on, and now I'm just going to test. And with my tester, if the two lights on the right go on, I know I've wired the switch correctly, the light goes on, and I'm good to go.
I got the power back on, the lights work, and now I have two extra lights to brighten up this storage room so I can get some stuff in here, clear out the basement, and keep going on my remodel project. You know, guys, doing electrical really isn't that difficult, but the most important thing you have to worry about is make sure you have the power turned off, and double check it before you get involved with anything going into the circuits, opening up outlets or switches, light fixtures. You want to make sure you're safe and work safely around electricity. But if you have any doubts, make sure you call or hire a certified and licensed electrician to help you out with your project. If you haven't already, guys, please subscribe to the HomeCraft Chronicles. There's a lot of projects just like this, DIY, home improvement. I got happy hour every Friday and all kind of other stuff to help you get the most out of living in your home. I hope you stay with me. There's going to be a lot more with this basement remodel. There's so much to do, and I'm going to get at it right now. So until I see you next time, remember, take care of yourself and your home. I'll talk to you real soon.